Hey guys, Kevin, Muddy River Tactical. Thank you for joining me. Today we're out here at the range and I got the new Keltec P15 metal. So if you're interested in this Keltec P15, definitely stick around and we'll tell you what we think. Alright guys, so today we got the Keltec P15. This is the metal edition, which I think looks a lot cooler than the regular one. So if you've been around Keltec very much at all, they're kind of known for there's a lot of ways to say this, innovative, modern, off the wall, kind of just different designs per se. And this pistol is really no different. It's just one of those, to me, it's just kind of a weird pistol compared to everything else coming out in the market. But to some people, that intrigues them and it keeps them coming back to see something different where they got a gun that's not like every other gun on the market. So Keltec also makes this in the polymer version, which is way cheaper, so more on the budget end, where if you go to the metal, it goes up and it's more in the $550 to $600 range. So you're definitely paying for the metal. But in my opinion, the Keltecs and the polymer P15 just look super cheap, and it felt cheap as well. So I just didn't have much interest in shooting it. And then this metal P15 came through, and it's still off the wall. It's still a Keltec. It's still a lot of different things, but it had me intrigued enough to at least shoot it. So a couple things about this pistol and a couple differences we'll go over real quick. So on the regular P15, the polymer version, it's got a rail under it so you can put a light or laser on it, which for this pistol I don't fully understand, but it's just something to note that once you go to the metal version, it does not have the rail no more. This has a 4-inch barrel and a high vis front sight and back sights. The sights on it are actually pretty good and I actually like them. So the main key about this gun is this slide is like 0.88. It's under an inch wide, so it's a super thin gun. And even the metal version only weighs like 18 ounces and the polymer version like 13 ounces. So the weight on them is literally next to nothing. So it does have a back grip safety there on it. As you can see, it does not have a safety other than that. And then it's got the curved trigger. The slide release is not ambidextrous. It's just right there. And it's pretty flat to the gun, which you could argue either way. For concealed carry, having it flat and less profile, especially when they're going for a super narrow gun, is what they're going to have to stick with, but it makes using it for a slide release a little more difficult, but we'll have to see. The other weird thing about this gun, and it just kind of follows all Keltecs in my opinion, is you can see the 4 screws up there. This gun, you can put an optic on it, which is just kind of weird to me as well. I'm an optic fan, but this gun just doesn't strike me as a gun that you would put an optic on, but maybe that's why a lot of people do like Keltec. It's just the off-the-wall things. The other thing is the magazine release here, you can see, is like almost like a triangle, but it's flush with the gun so it doesn't stick out, which I can see the purpose in for concealed carry, where you don't have to worry about getting your mag release button pushed and your mag popping out or something like that. But with a good holster, that's not an issue anyways. So this mag release is just weird to me. I mean, I guess you can probably learn to use it enough to do reloads if you had to, but it's not a super tactical training type pistol at all. It's just got a lot of different things to it. As far as the magazines go, it comes with a 15-round magazine with a pinky extension on it and a 12-round flush mag. So it's got both options for it here. So you can have it like that. With the 12-round mag, my whole bottom pinky finger's off, so you cannot get a full purchase on the gun. I'll see how the mag release is just, to me, terrible. I don't like it at all. I kind of see what they're doing, and it's different off the wall, but it doesn't seem to work very well. But with the 15-round mag and that pinky extension, it feels really good in your hand. It's just got that thin grip. It's got these wood grip covers on it. And the overall ergonomics of the gun, I definitely think they did a pretty good job. It overall feels good for the style of gun it is. So The trigger on it is what's weird, and it won't fire. It's hard to show you the trigger, and I got both mags loaded, so I will show you the trigger after we shoot these few rounds through it. But this is a striker fired gun, but the trigger acts like a double action trigger. It feels like it, and just with the empty mag in it and just dry firing it, it feels super weird to me, but I don't want to fully judge that until we shoot a few shots through it and see what it actually does. So overall, the finish and everything on this gun on the metal version looks really good, and to me, it's the best finish quality looking Keltec that I've seen, just because, like I said, all the Keltecs and even the polymer version of this P15 just have that cheap polymer, you know, they just look cheap all the way around, where this one definitely doesn't, but the price goes up and you're definitely paying for it. So then you go into justifying what your use is on this gun and if it's worth it or not. So let's shoot a few rounds through here and we'll see how these shoot, and then I'll come back and I'll show you the trigger once I get an empty mag here. I freaking hate that mag release. Alright guys, that mag release is absolutely terrible. It's like you gotta jerk the mags out of it, and it's hard to push in. I'm not a fan of that at all. The trigger while you're shooting it doesn't feel as bad as it did dry firing, but I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here. So like I said, it won't fire or dry fire without a mag in it. So you can see it's like a take up to there, and what like would be a wall on a striker fired gun, which what this is. But then watch this, it's like a long pull, like what a double action would be. And then the reset is all the way, more or less, the trigger all the way back out to that little short wall right there. And then, so it's not as long as a double action, but it's got that almost double action feel to it. So it's just kind of different. Not necessarily saying that's wrong, but to be a striker fired gun, I think it's not what people are going to expect out of it, and it's definitely not the trigger I expected when they said a Keltec being a striker fired gun. I figured it to be different than that. So that's not necessarily good or bad, but it's just definitely not what I thought. So the gun shot surprisingly smooth recoil wise, and it's super accurate. These sights are very good. When you go to target acquisition, it's just super quick, and that green high vis front and then this green back, the sights are very good from stock, so that's not a problem at all. So overall, I don't know if you guys got one of these. Definitely let me know in the comment section below. Let me know what you think, whether you got the P15 in the metal or in the polymer version. Either way, I'd be curious to see reliability and what you guys have had with it or what you've experienced. I'm only going to shoot a few mags through it, so I can't tell you a whole bunch as far as reliability goes. I'm just doing the first shots just because, in all honesty, I was intrigued just to shoot it. I'm a fan of all guns in general, not just one style. So Keltec's just different enough that this one I at least wanted to shoot it and kind of see what it was. So definitely let me know in the comments section below. As always, if you guys need anything for concealed carry, need any holsters or anything, definitely check us out at muddyrivertactical.com. We're always there to help, and you can always email us at support@muddyrivertactical.com. So until next time, keep practicing and always be prepared.